Now look who's in the house. Steve Coughlin, Stanford Steve of ESPN's Daily Wager of SportsCenter, basically the face of ESPN. How you been, buddy? What's up?
Good time, no talk in a long time, Will. Thanks for having me on. It's been a long, long time since we worked together.
I know, dude. It's been like a decade. So let's see if we can, see if we can mesh still here on Charlotte Sports Live tonight. I need you to make me money, man. Panthers 3-point dogs on the road in Atlanta. What do I do?
We got to check the injury report, don't we? I think that starts with what Carolina needs. Listen, it couldn't be any worse than what it was in New York last week, right? I think they got to, whether it's a team meeting on the plane or something like that, just to regroup. We've seen they're good. Their good is good enough to make the playoffs. I still think they're better as a whole football team against Atlanta, so I would take the points. I think Carolina does win the game with a bounce-back effort from Sam Darnold. So I like the Panthers this week.
And I love the over. It's at 46.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you can hammer that, yeah?
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's hit the parlay. Let's retire. Let's escape to Bristol somewhere and have a nice vacation. What's the view of the Panthers on the outside? Because we get so close to it. I mean, we see the first three games, and we start to get familiar with all these names, and then all of a sudden they drop four in a row, and they're a laughing stock to the nation. What do you see from the outside?
Well, first off, I'll start with the head guy, Matt Rhule. I'm a huge believer in. I think he's proven what he could do wherever he's been. You're going to run into these stretches when with injuries in the NFL. And it's about how you get up off the deck, right? And he's been there before. He's been at the bottom. He's built programs. He knows what it takes to win. And like I said, we've seen the good from Carolina. I want to say last year, all 7 teams that started 3-0 went to the playoffs. Now that looks like it's in jeopardy, of course, with the losing streak here. But I still think they believe. I mean, Robbie Anderson can't be this bad, whether it's the drops and the number of targets and the lack of production you've seen from him. So I still think there's an uptick on this offense. Obviously, getting McCaffrey will help change everything in the right direction you want to go. The defense was really fortunate creating turnovers early on, and I still think they're good enough to hold down Atlanta, especially this week, even though we do want that over to come in. But I'm still not giving in on Carolina. There's too much talent on there, and like I said, I believe in Matt Rhule and what he's done and what he's all about. So I'm keeping my head high for the Panthers.
I dig that. We need that positivity around here.
I hear you.
The chin's down, the head's down right now in Charlotte. Thank you, Steve. We need that, my boy. Now, the NFL also seems like it's flipped upside down right now as well. You got the Chiefs. They're not in the playoffs. A running back might win the MVP. Do those trends hold?
Ooh. You look at that Kansas City schedule. I mean, I know they have the Giants on Monday night, but after that, it looks like playoff team after playoff team after playoff team. They have their work cut out for them. I don't see it happening right now, Will. And the main thing is no one fears their defense. Every offense goes into a game knowing that they can score points. Tennessee goes in last week and scores 27 in the first half. It's over. That with that run game and the ability to slow Kansas City down, it's done. There's a lot of flaws in that Kansas City. A lot of people talking about how pretty they like to be, and the good things that have helped Mahomes have also hurt him now recently, and taking chances with throws and stuff like that, and causing turnovers. So I don't see Kansas City going. Derrick Henry, big one this week against Indianapolis. I think it's a huge game for both in the division. Tennessee has gotten up off the deck with Mike Vrabel, calling the shots. I love what he does there. I will say I still got Dak Prescott as my MVP, so I'm going to say no running back MVP.
Dude, Dak's been crazy, and I bet the money. What was the number on him coming into the season to win it?
Oh God, I think he was between at least 15 and 20 to 1.
Wow.
So I mean, if you're there, he's still got some pretty good odds because everybody's falling in love with Kyler Murray, obviously being undefeated with the Cardinals, and Lamar Jackson doing his thing, even though they didn't play well against Cincinnati. So there's plenty of guys out there, but I'm still a firm believer in Dak. I love that offense, and it's mainly because he's in control of it.
I love it. Thanks, bro. Thanks for coming on CSL, man.
I appreciate you having me on, Will.